guys? What's up, guys? Uh, ever since I moved up the corporate ladder, I haven't had time for you all. So today we're going to do tactics, a different type of chess exercise for you, for your young, eager minds. And what are we going to do? We're going to try to win this game. So it looks like he's close to getting mated, but exactly how is not so clear. And I'm under a lot of threat, so I have to mate him. There's no option otherwise. Checking here, not really an option. He slithers away. Checking here is the most promising. He goes into the corner, but what happens after that? Need to have a clear plan. Um, what if we go here? He goes up, and then we check him. And now he's mate, actually, yeah. So we found the mating pattern. The mating pattern would be once he comes there, rook up here, and he's checkmate because of the pawn. So you already won your first puzzle rush, and I've shown you how to do it. This was a unique situation in the sense that we knew we had to go for the mate because we were under so much pressure here. So it allowed us to focus our energies in the right direction. But it's not always that case with tactics. Let's see the next one. Okay, here here is a bit more complicated. Let's look at the balance. So it's somewhat even in material. Maybe black has more material, but he's under a lot of danger here. So I've just got to survive. Maybe knight back. Um, Knight back is a pretty good defender, and then he's close to getting mated here. So let's see, what would he try? He's got to defend himself. So rook here or queen here seems likely. One of these squares. And how do I respond after that? It's not so clear, but knight here seems a no-brainer. All right. So this is how you play moves. When you know the no-brainer, you can play that right away. And now we can think afresh. So queen check, king takes, queen check, or even pawn up. Now the good thing is king is pretty safe, actually, for the time being. But time is of the essence. Uh, let's see. Let's try to look at some like really counterintuitive options. Uh, I don't see anything, to be honest. Oh shit! I should have really thought about it a bit more. Fine, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Okay. So candidate moves. This is something to look for. What are the options? Rook sacrifice, get a queen. No, it's not enough. Oh, actually, it is enough because the knight takes the rook. Shit. Duh. Yeah, you have to always keep check of loose pieces, checks, etc. So I didn't follow the technique, the perfect technique. Let's try to map this out in a structured manner. So the technique is to look for checks, loose pieces, mating motifs, patterns, and of course you got to take stock of the position, balance, situation. What's the situation? Anything else missing here? No. So let's apply that technique in the next round. All right. So the balance of the position is it's a fairly even game. Checks. Are there any checks? There's a sacrifice check. There's a bishop check here. Uh, hmm. Something is there, but none doesn't look too exciting. How about loose pieces? Which are his loose pieces? His rook is a loose piece, undefended. Um, yeah. So is there a pattern which involves the rook and a mate somehow? Not clear. and motifs. So what are the patterns here available for us? There's something in the wind here. Definitely looks exciting. Uh, some kind of a check. It's definitely on the cards. Let's calculate it. It's a more concrete option. So check and king captures. What next? Queen check. What next? Bishop has to come in the way. That's the only option. Um, and then my bishop all the way here, putting extra pressure here with queen and bishop while his king is there, but he defends it, right? So, and then I can also get the other rook in the game, which means his queen has to move around somewhere. I don't know. It's not so clear, but it's definitely not bad. It's promising. What other ideas do we have? The pawn storm is on the cards, but it takes a lot of time to execute. Time is not a pain point here as such, but typically tactics don't involve moves like this here. It's something a bit more direct. What else could there be? Hmm, it's really hard to say, but I think I'm gonna go for it. And now what's the follow-up? Bishop here. Okay. So we are in this situation, and now we can attack the queen. Does it serve any purpose? It does, sort of. Because we can eventually maybe check here, get the king away, and then take this. But he takes that. I don't know, man. It's not so clear. But it looks like it was good enough to force him to take it. Did he really have nothing else he could do? Let's see. I mean, why can't he just move his queen here, for example? Because of rook d3? Rook d3? Wow. What kind of a move is that? Wow. Okay, because if the king takes, then queen takes here with check, and then bishop falls right after. And if he doesn't take, then queen takes here, and it starts getting very, very bad. So rook d3 was the killer move, which I didn't see actually. So the tactics, they should have allowed it to play forward. They should have moved the queen here so that they would test my ability to find such a move. Anyway, tactics puzzles are not always perfect, but we do the best we can. All right, so the material balance here is I'm rook down, so I've got to make a queen here. That's the strategy. Checks, loose pieces, motifs, not really a factor here. It's just about getting this there, and I don't see the problem in getting him all the way there. Of course, yes, king check, I mean rook check, and then rook check is a problem. So I could sacrifice my pawn here first, yeah. The motif being that now I can move my king away here. You see, it's easy once you get the hang of it, man. Guys, you can do this. You can do this. I believe in you. My student has gone from a beginner to 3000 level puzzles rating overnight just by applying the concepts and, of course, with my guidance. But it can be done. You can do it. You can win. All right, next. Okay, so we got some threat here. Let's take stock of the situation. King is in an awkward situation here. My king's also awkward, but his is definitely looking quite juicy. Something's got to be up. Uh, material balance is I'm significantly down because he has a queen. So I've got to use these pieces to do something magical. while not getting mated. This is not easy, but a defensive move like bishop here wouldn't be appropriate since he's queen up, you know. All right, what about rook check? King goes here is more challenging, I think. How do I respond to that? Bishop sack? I don't see it. I don't see it. What about bishop check right away and king up? What then? It's still not clear. But something is for sure that his king is vulnerable to getting mated here. What about rook up, rook down, threatening mate? If we could get our rook here, that would checkmate him. That's the idea somehow. So bishop here, no. Maybe rook up here? No. We have to come up with a plan here. The motif is definitely a mate, king mate from the rook. I could buy myself a bit of time with a pawn up maneuver. What if he goes king down? Does that just destroy the whole plan? Probably not. Because rook up, king down, bishop check, king takes, bishop check. He's getting into dangerous territory for sure. Yeah, it's over there. So king up is the best option for him. Let's go with the first move. And now let's figure it out. See, this bishop is holding on to that pawn, which is useful for it. Um, I don't have like a great rook down here, threatening mate, but he just comes back up, right? So what do you do actually? How do you make progress? The knight actually comes into a very interesting square right here. That's actually a mate. If we can get the knight there or there, that makes this quite a no-brainer move in a way. Yes, it does. And kick to the side here, sacrifice, boom. Look, we managed to solve the problem using, well, you need to have a genius mind to be able to solve a problem like this. I mean, look at the difficulty level is extremely high. So if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't feel bad because I couldn't figure this one out. It was not easy. You need a pro player. You need to have the big boys handle the tough questions. That's true. But anyway, we've done our puzzles for today and hope you enjoy it.